This is going to sound awfully juvenile, but I have to admit, when the news first broke regarding the Panama Papers' first official victim, the first thought I had was, what the hell is Larry Flynt doing in Iceland? And then I looked a little closer because, I swear this guy looks just like Larry Flynt. I don't know about you. I mean, some people say I have a pretty twisted mind, but this guy really looks like Larry Flynt to me. Anyways, the Prime Minister of Iceland, and okay, let me get ready for this. Forgive me, Iceland people, if I get this wrong, but the Prime Minister of Iceland, his name is Sigmundur Gunnlaugsson. Okay, I probably skewered that, but anyways, Prime Minister Gunnlaugsson. He had to resign due to the pressure amounting from the so-called Panama Papers, which is a leak of documents from a secret law firm in Panama. And this pretty much disclosed the whole concept, exposed really the whole concept of offshore accounts. And the first official victim, again, is the Icelandic Prime Minister. And it's interesting because there was, America's favorite liberal. There was a movie made by him, Michael Moore. Yes, I call him the fat liberal. But anyways, Michael Moore, he had this, his latest film was entitled Who to Invade Next. And one of the countries that this film featured was Iceland. And it was praising Iceland's progressive socialist policies. Oh, how great Iceland is, and really holding up Iceland as an example for the rest of us because they went after the evil bankers and they cut down on government corruption. You didn't cut down on jack shit, apparently, because the Panama Papers exposed Sigmundur Gunnlaugsson for basically these fraudulent accounts, these offshore accounts. He was hiding, multi-millions of dollars without, the public being aware of these illicit transactions. So it's a real mess. But it's interesting that this guy Gunnlaugsson looks just like Larry Flynt, and it's really a tale of two cities. Because you have Gunnlaugsson on one hand, who appears to be a very charming person. He's an international leader, and he has this very public face that is all about cleaning up corruption. Yet he is the most corrupt and most deceitful individual. And then you have Larry Flynt. Now, a lot of you people are not familiar with Larry Flynt, but you have friends that are familiar with Larry Flynt's work, and so for all of your friends that are familiar with Larry Flynt's work, you know that he has a reputation. Mr. Flynt has a reputation of being a moral scumbag. Everybody calls him a scumbag, and whenever the topic of social decay and the destruction of morality in America is discussed, Larry Flynt is usually front and center stage. The thing here, though, is that at least Larry Flynt is upfront about who he is and what kind of work he conducts. There's no duplicity with Mr. Flynt. I'm sorry, but I would rather have Mr. Flynt be a leader of my country rather than this, what's his name, Gunnlaugsson. At least Flynt lets it be known. He is upfront about everything. He is upfront about all the good things, and he's upfront about all the bad things. There's no mystery here with Mr. Flynt. There's no backroom deals or underhanded deals going on. You get what you get. Whereas with Gunnlaugsson, it's so typical of politicians everywhere. They have a very public front face, but behind it is just a cesspool of deceit and corruption. It's a very It's a very interesting and it's a very insightful juxtaposition between these two people who look physically the same, yet inside their hearts they're just so divergent. And yet the one that we think is a true scumbag isn't really the scumbag here. We have to understand who our real enemies are, and we have to have the eyes to see and the hearts to discern, because these are very dangerous times. These are times when good is called evil and evil is called good.